Hello there people, and thank you very much for joining my video. A very serious topic here. A topic that I've been through for many years, but I've seen the light. So my question to you, do you have a drink problem? Or are you an alcoholic? If you are, this video could be exactly what you're looking for. Because you're looking at someone who has been there and done that, wore the t-shirt. Keep watching, and I hope this video helps you out. Now when it comes to alcohol, everybody is different. My problem was I would not touch a drink during the day. But as soon as 10 o'clock in the night came, that was me. I was on the drink. 7 nights a week. And when I was homeless, it got worse and worse. I don't know if you've seen my previous video about when I became homeless. But I was drinking 10 cans of very strong cider 7 nights a week. Just to put me to sleep, just to knock me out. I wouldn't touch it during the day, like I said. Everybody is different. But I spent almost 4 years drinking heavy, eating unhealthy. And I'm going to share with you what my daily routine was. And some of you might relate to it, because you're probably going through the same thing right now. Now the first thing you have to do, folks, you have to admit to yourself that you have a problem. You have to admit with your own brain that you have a problem and you need to do something about it. Because you're living in a vicious circle that just keeps going around and around, day after day. You're drinking, you're sleeping, you wake up 9, 10, 11 in the morning, whatever. After a couple of hours you have your breakfast. All of a sudden you just want to go back to bed again. This was me now, this was my experience. Everyone is different. But I found after a feed, it just wore you out. You just wanted to sleep again. So what you're doing is you're drinking to go sleep. Now if you wake up in the morning and you look for a drink, that's a different scenario. That's a big problem that I never had, thank God. I'm just going by my experience. Drink didn't bother me all day long. Didn't bother me whatsoever. Until a certain time of the evening came. And I knew I would not sleep without drink. So 9 or 10 o'clock in the night, I would go to that shop, buy my 10 cans, and they would knock me out completely. Sad, I know, but look, we're only human. And some of us have after been through a lot. You have to admit the truth. Everyone have their own problems. But this video is being made to tell you you can get past those problems. You can overcome them problems. Right, so I told you about I call it a vicious circle. Vicious circle. Drink, sleep, get up, have your breakfast, 1 or 2 o'clock, you just want to sleep again. You go back into bed, you sleep for 2 or 3 hours, get up, have your dinner. Next thing before you know it, it's 6 or 7 o'clock, time for your dinner. And what comes next? You're thinking of 9 o'clock again. More drink, every single night. You're living the same circle, you're doing the same thing every day of the week. And the only thing is telling you to do that is your brain. And this is what you have to control. No one can do it, only you. Some people are different. You go to meetings, you take medication. I know lads that went to these AA meetings, whatever you call them, Alcoholics Anonymous. They said when they walked into the room, they knew everybody in there. So I'd affected, they call us Alcoholics Anonymous, you know what I mean? Think about it like. Bit silly. But it works for some people, like I said. Didn't work for me, didn't go near nobody. Took me nearly 4 years to sort my own head out. I had a lot of shit going on. And I was living that vicious cycle day to day. Drinking in the night time, just to sleep. Getting up next morning, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, whatever it was. Couple of cigarettes, coffees, breakfast, back to bed again. Right, that was my version of it. That's what I went through, right? And all it's doing to you really is wrecking your head. Just wrecking your head, wrecking your whole routine, wrecking your life. You don't want to do anything. Nothing. You don't even want to clean the house. Nothing interests you whatsoever. And when you go very, very deep with alcohol, the depression kicks in. Stress, anxiety. And you finally come to a stage you don't even want to leave the house. I spend 6-7 days a week without going outside the front door because of drink. And that's what it does to you. You just want to be on your own all the time. You don't want any help from anybody. You just want to be on your own and you're in that circle. Just get more drink. Flatten them down, off to bed, wake up. Same circle, like you keep talking about it all day. But this is what I done. So after 4 years nearly, it just come into my head, I can't do this anymore. Now, the worst thing about it is, as most of you know if you're watching this video, The depression part can put very bad thoughts in your head. And it happened to me a couple of times. And it frightened me. So that's where you have to learn how to control your brain. You're sitting there eating, drinking. 7 days, whatever, 7 nights a week. Doing absolutely nothing. Not even going for a walk. The only walk is up and down to the shop to get your cans. Your spirits, your wine, whatever you fancy. And I got to a stage, I went way up over 17 stone. I was down at the chemist one day. Another thing you get hooked on is diazepam. I was collecting my diazepam. And there's a little scales inside the pharmacy door. So I said I'd drop in €1 and weigh myself. Because I couldn't walk. I could not even walk. I couldn't walk up a hill. I couldn't breathe. I was falling apart. Because of drink. 7 nights a week. Eating shite. Takeaways. Come Friday, you're broke. You need more drink. You do anything. You'll sell what you have. You'll text your friends, your family for lending money. This is all facts, people. This is what you do. It's like drugs. And thank the Lord above, I never got into drugs. And I pity those of you who have that drug problem, because I don't know what it's like. I'm only speaking through alcohol and what I went through. I got up on the scales that day in the chemist, the pharmacy, whatever you want to call it. I was 17 stone, 4 pounds. I was never, ever over 15 stone in my life. Always fit and healthy. I walked out of that door of the pharmacy that day and I went on a serious downer. I couldn't believe how heavy I was. And I knew it was affecting everything. My walking, my breathing, because I smoked as well. I just turned around to myself and I said, look, you'll have to make changes, kid. You will have to make serious changes. I have 5 kids. I have 5 grandkids. You're not going to see them anymore. They're not going to see you. Do it for them. But the first thing you have to do is do it for you. Do it for yourself. Get rid of all the shit out of your head, all the depression, the anxiety, the stress, paranoia. Because if you don't do it for you, you're not going to be able to help them. You're wasting your time. So step number 1 is trying to control your brain and say to yourself, look, I have enough of this. No matter what it takes, I have enough of this. Don't mind going to all these professionals, wasting a lot of money. All they do is give you medication, tablets, like I mentioned, diazepam. They get hooked on them as well. I got to a stage, I was drinking my 10 cans every night. Knocked me out. 6% cider. 10 cans of Druids. 6% cider. Every single night. Just to put me to sleep. And when I get up in the morning, have my first coffee, my first fag, I'd whip 2 of them diazepam into me. 5 milligrams. 2 of those, that was 10. 10 milligrams every morning. They'd relax you a little bit. But they're only a temporary medication. But you keep taking them, your body just gets immune to them. They're like eating Smarties. So again, it all comes down to you. Just completely up to you what path you want to take in this life. So I had to choose. I was nearly 3 stone overweight. I couldn't breathe properly. All I was doing was eating and drinking. And I had to make a change. Big time. Now people, let me tell you this. If you do work up the balls and the strength to make that change, and you fail, so what? You tried. Try again. We all fail. There's none of us perfect. We all fail. But you have to work up that strength in your head again and try again. So it's up to you if you want to do it. If you want to keep drinking every day, every night, you're going to end up 6 feet under. End of story. Simple as that. Whether you have family, kids or not, there comes a time when you're going to have to start thinking to yourself. Because if you don't, that's when you give up. You give up on everything. And I've seen so much in this town, so many of my friends, through alcohol, drugs, they're not here anymore. So that makes you think as well. Right, so I took that plunge. I took that plunge at a price. A price that worked for me. I just decided to lock myself in the house. Stay away from everybody. Sweat it out, whatever you want to do. And if any of you have ever done that, just completely came off the drink, stone cold, cold turkey, you'll know what I'm talking about. You will have a very, very hard 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks is the hardest. You'll sleep during the day, you'll be awake all night, you're eating, everything, your whole system changes. Going to the toilet 2 or 3 times a day, cleaning out your system. You go to bed at 1 or 2 in the morning after watching a few films, or whatever you do to pass them hours when you're not drinking. You go to bed, you're wide awake, twisting, turning. This is, again, what I went through. Next thing you know, I live alone in my own house, which was harder again when you're totally alone. You've nobody to help you, no one to talk to. But you end up out in the kitchen at 4 o'clock in the morning, drinking a cup of tea, having a cigarette if you smoke. Go back into bed, 5 o'clock. This is exactly what happened to me. Praying to God, you get a few hours sleep. And then it's 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and you're not even actually sure. Are you better drifting off for an hour or so? You don't know, because you're in and out of sleep. Right, that's one of the hurdles, coming off the drink. The other hurdle is, and it's a very, very, this is serious now. This is, when you're coming down after drink like that, it's nearly the same as when you were drinking. And that's sleeping during the day. Right? When you come off the drink completely and you don't sleep that night, you might have slept but you don't know. But same thing, come 1 or 2, 3 o'clock in the day, automatically straight into that bedroom, into bed. Next thing, it's 7 or 8 o'clock. You get up, have something to eat, watch a few films, whatever you're doing to kill that time. You're still working up the courage, remember, to get out of that house and start going for your walk out in the fresh air. You're still trying to build up that courage. Right? So you're only beginning. You're only beginning. You're only beginning this very, very hard journey. And it's up to you. All the nights you go to bed and you do sleep when you're off to drink, when you're coming off to drink. Then you wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm sure a lot of you have been through this. You're absolutely soaked with sweat. The whole bed is drowned. You think you're after pissing all over yourself. But that's just part of the system, lads. That's part of the plan. You have to stick that out. So you're sleeping, you're not sleeping. You don't know if you're sleeping. But the main thing is you're not drinking. No matter whether you spend your day, your night in bed, locked in the house, the number one goal is you're not drinking. It's a very, very hard path. Let me tell you that. Very hard to stay on that path. So you have to get by all that, not sleeping, the cold sweats. There's so much comes into it. The anxiety is still there, the paranoia is still there. They all have to pass yet. Alright, and fair enough. That's where the L-diazepam comes in handy. Because you were taking them when you were drinking. And now you're taking them just to give you that extra little calm, that little bit of calm in your head. because you're not drinking. This is facts, people. If you've been there, tell me about it. I guarantee you most of you will say the exact same thing as I've said in this video so far. About the sleeping. Even when you give up to drink, everything around you changes. You'll start getting up, doing a little bit around the house again, bit of cleaning, and eventually, when those 2 weeks pass, now the reason I get paranoid in a lot of my videos is because I drank so much cider over the years. And this has been honest, I'll always be honest. I got all my teeth removed, the whole lot taken out, except 2. So that's why I sound kind of weird. Can't talk properly. They made a set of dentures for me back in January this year, January 25. And I tell you one thing, they must have fucking thought I was Rocky Balboa. Because they're like fucking gum shields in my mouth. I feel like a horse going around. So I don't wear them most of the time. I'll get used to them. I'll get my speech back. But the main thing is this video about alcohol. Getting away from it. There's no point. I came to stages there where I said to myself, right, look. And sometimes it can work. You say to yourself, right, I'll have 6 or 8 cans on a Wednesday, 6 or 8 cans on a Saturday. That's twice a week. You were drinking 7 nights a week. Now you're down to 2 nights a week. So that's a big plus. Don't be ashamed if you do that. It is very, very hard just to completely walk away and go cold turkey. It's very, very hard, lads. I'm telling you now. And those of you who have been there like me and done that, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. And eventually, I guarantee you, after those 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, you will start going outside that door again. You'll start going for your walks. And you will not believe the difference. From being cooped up in the house 24 hours a day. Now this is when you come off the drink. We're after going through the stage when you're drinking. This is when you're coming off the drink. You're after making up your mind. Fuck this, I don't want this anymore. I want to change my life. So you will start getting out, and the first thing you'll find hard, which is strange and weird, but it's facts. The first thing you'll find hard is getting rid of the paranoia and starting to meet people again and talk to people, mixing with people, getting out and about like you've done for most of your life. Do you know what I mean? Then you'll start looking back and saying to yourself, fucking hell, what was I doing? Drinking 7 nights a week, or in some of your cases, 7 days a week. I know people that can't wake up in the morning without having a drink. They'd fucking nearly drink before they wake up. Thank God I didn't have that problem. I had the night problem to make me sleep. But eventually you'll start getting out, and that whole paranoia shit and all that That'll all pass as well, believe it or not. And suddenly you'll start to feel better and better. Your confidence, everything will come back. And you're after passing that 3-week stage. You're coming into your 4th week. Now I'm coming up to 2 months, right? I never thought in a million years, when I was down in that deep hole, drinking 7 nights a week, I never thought in a million years. Just want to say, in case you're wondering about the jumper, it's after getting fairly nippy in here. This is a cold old house, but it's my own house, thank God. And that's another part of when you're on the drink and you're on your own and you've no one to talk to, and you start thinking too much. That's a big part of your drink. So that's probably one of the hardest parts you have to get over when you come off the drink. But at the end of the day, there's nobody in the world can do it, only you. You have to make that choice. You have to say to yourself, like I did, that day I came out of that chemist. I was 17.5 stone, whatever. This has to stop. This has to stop, and it's going to stop right now. You've no life. You can't even go out and do a day's work anymore. You have to change. You have to turn around and say, do you know something? I have family, I have kids, whatever your situation is. You have to turn around and say to yourself, feck this, lads. I'm going to have to do this for them as well as me. So it's all up to you, folks. But I'm sitting here, living, breathing proof that it can be done. And I know thousands of people have done it. And I know thousands of people that couldn't do it. Everyone is different. 'Tis not, I always talk about the bottom of the barrel. When you reach the bottom of the barrel, it's very, very hard to get back out of that barrel and reach the top. It is hard. But at the end of the day, this thing up here is telling you everything. It's telling you what to do, what not to do, what paths to follow. You have to learn how to control your own brain. There's nobody going to do it for you. Nobody. So this is probably, it's probably part 1 of 2 on this alcohol video. And I hope the next time I talk to you, I'm still in the same place. Because I don't plan on ever. Christmas is coming. Doesn't bother me. I made my decision. I walked away. And I'll never again put a drink in my mouth. So if you've watched the video this far, my friends, coming from my heart, I wish you all the luck in the world. Because it is not easy. It's not easy. But it can be done. You hear me? It can be done. It's up to you. Completely up to you. You either want to keep drinking, drink yourself to death, bills all over the place, you have nothing left, you sell everything you have. I think it's actually worse than gambling. And I had a gambling problem 15, 20 years ago. So I've been through it all. Been through it all. People say gambling is the worst addiction in the world. Because gambling, you're never a winner. You're never a winner. Everything you have. You'd sell the fucking underpants off your arse for a bet to back a horse. And eventually you just keep losing and losing and losing. And what does that lead to? Drinking drugs. So one thing leads to the other, to the other, to the other. And you're in that deep hole, the bottom of that barrel. And I'm telling you now for a fact, and you can tell me in the comments if you want to, I don't care what you do. Whether you like the video, whether you watch the video, I'm giving you the best advice possible. If you have a drink problem, the only person who can fix it is you. Simple. Nobody can help you, only you, yourself. So do it. Get it in your brain. Turn around your whole life and do it. And don't replace it with anything else. I know people who've replaced their alcohol problem with drugs. Wrong path. Just try and go stone cold. Stone cold turkey. Try and do it. If you fail, do it again. If you fail, do it again. If you want to do it, you will keep trying to do it again. And eventually, you'll succeed. Because it's like smoking, it's like anything. It's just a dirty, filthy habit. So that's all I have to say in this video, my friends. And I wish you all the best of luck. And I hope you can turn yourselves around like I done. Because you'll be in a much happier place. Not just with your friends, your family, your surroundings, but most importantly, yourself. That's what it's all about. If you haven't got yourself in this life, you have nothing. You're no good to anybody else. You can't help anybody else. And I spent my whole life helping people. And look at the hole that I fell into. Becoming homeless, the whole lot. I done a video 6 or 7 months ago, 8 months ago probably on that. So watch it if you want, it's up to you. But I was in a bad way back then. But I came through the whole lot. I'm here now talking to you on camera. And I have a lot of videos lined up. And all I want to try and do is help people out as much as I can. So look, God bless you all, and I wish you the best of luck. Until the next video, Kenny, over and out.